Hello, welcome to today's Morning Report. Just Brazil on Monday, the 3rd of July with me, which pair market analyst at Antic Markets. We've got a dollar recovery going on. It's interesting we've seen this move actually today, because what we have got is the dollar rebounding after a really significant sell-off last week. And that sell-off was coming despite the fact that we started to see treasury yields rising in 10-year yield sharply higher, and the 2-year yield also pushing out higher, and that sort of collective move has been driving a bit of a bear steepener on the US yield curve, whereby the sort of longer end duration rises sharper than the shorter end duration. And that's interesting because that sort of will help to support the dollar, and it's interesting that the dollar has turned around eventually on this move. So that is something that I think is playing out. But we've also got the sort of impact on commodities as well. The oil price, having been sort of stronger earlier, it's just come back again. The gold price is breaking down. I'll take you through that chart. But we're seeing that this sort of move is coming as equities have just started to roll over. Top patterns have been forming, certainly on the European indices, and there is a rally this morning on European indices, but whether it will last, whether it will continue, I'm not entirely convinced at the moment, because looking at them, they don't look so sharp, and I've got FTSE 100 as my chart of the day today that we can sort of look through that. But yeah, just looking across the major currencies and FX, you can see that the dollar is stronger against all of the FX majors by around about the same amount as well. So it's we're not seeing too much of a direction on anything else other than the dollar today. You're seeing gold is lower by sort of $5-6, silver also lower, and these equity markets are all stronger. So some interesting moves that we are seeing today. Now, what we have got is, for today, it's the first day of the month, first day of the quarter, and therefore it is the PMI's day. And the PMIs have been strong in the Eurozone, strong in China as well actually. The Chinese Caixin PMI data came in back above 50, which is a positive number, certainly. And also across the Eurozone the data was positive as well. The Eurozone manufacturing came in at 57.4, up from 57.0. So that was positive. Also the sort of German-French data, also positive. Italy. It all sort of points towards the Eurozone recovery continuing and looking positive for that move higher on the euro, I think, in the medium to longer term still. This afternoon, just very quickly, the UK data was lower than expected by, well, 2%. By 2 points on that survey, and that has impacted across sterling as well. But generally speaking, the market will be looking out for now this US data, the ISM manufacturing 55.2, up from 54.9. Which sorry, let me just I have a chart on this. I can find it. And that would still be pretty positive. I think that would still be a pretty positive number. But you can see here that the manufacturing PMI in the States has just sort of dropped off in the last sort of couple of months. I'd be interested to see if it can regain a little bit of the upside impetus on that server data. So that's the data for today, and my chart today is the FTSE 100, as I said. Now FTSE has completed this little head and shoulders top pattern. That head and shoulders top completed on the move below that reaction low from June at 7378, which becomes the neckline, and that completed head and shoulders top pattern gives you around about 220 ticks of downside, there or thereabouts. So you're looking sort of more towards the well, you're sort of looking at sort of 7170, 7160 area as your sort of target area. And if you sort of zoom out on this, you can see that FTSE's been in this big long-term uptrend channel for the past 18 months. And that sort of brings you back into the realms of the bottom of this trend channel. 7170 is where the bottom is today. So yeah, I think we could see a sort of a corrective move within that channel towards the bottom again. You've got the initial support of Friday's low at 73.03. Now it's interesting that, as I said, we've had this sort of rebound today across European equities, but it could ultimately just be just another pullback towards the neckline and gives another chance to sell. The interesting fact here I will show you is this 144-day moving average. The last two times we've found support bang on that moving average and rallied. That moving average comes in at 72.87, so not a million miles off that now, but a breakdown would certainly start to put the pressure onto the downside and bring you back towards probably that uptrend channel. But for now, I think this little rally is going to be seen as a chance to sell. You can see that here on the hourly chart, it's done very little to really change the outlook at all. If anything, it's given you another sort of selling opportunity. Sort of 40 to 50 on the hourly RSI tends to be sort of sold into, and that seems to have been arguably what we've already seen this morning. Initial resistance 73.57 as today's high, and then 73.78. Sorry, 73.77, which is basically, as I said, that neckline resistance. So yeah, I think it's a selling opportunity, this rally that we've got. So I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I'll speak to you again later. Thank you.